America, the land where eagles soar, and the mountains cascade to the seas. From the rocky coast to the great Northwest, to the dark blue waters of the Atlantic Ocean, and all the states in between. Welcome, as American Builder Productions presents the American Builder television program.
Welcome to Memphis, Tennessee. Known for Graceland and its blues and rock and roll musical influence, Memphis is a city rich in heritage and culture. Another thing Memphis is known for is beautiful, well-crafted homes. Today, we'd like to introduce you to Dave Moore of Dave Moore Companies. If you're planning on building in the area, then Dave Moore should be at the top of your list of builders to talk to.
Well, I got in the building business by, my father worked in the accounting business, and a lot of his clients were home builders and rental property guys. So my first jobs were cleaning out apartments, working on job sites for those guys, and natural progression, I went to work for a building products company, and from there in 1986 I started my own home building company. What made me start my own business was at that time we had a good housing market here, and the opportunity arose itself for me to get some lots and actually start building some houses on my own. And I just kind of, you know, at a younger age, I just said, hey, I'm going to give this a try, and I took a big jump and it worked.
After we get all these blocks in up here, we're going to go ahead and start the subfloor, right? Yeah. All right, super.
What I think helped us get through the economic downturn that everybody felt, was the fact that we had done a great job prior to the downturn. So 90% of our work since then has been word of mouth. It's customers telling other customers about what a great job we did. And there's always people that needed a kitchen remodeled or needed an addition done during the downturns, and folks that needed custom houses, and that's where the work came from. What I think makes Dave Moore Companies stand out and make us different than other builders in the area is everything we do is hands-on. I'm the owner, I'm your superintendent, I'm the guy that's on the job site every day. I'm the one that orders all the material for every job. So we can focus on making sure you get the highest quality products, and we give you attention to detail.
I want to make sure that we set this height right here at about 36 inches. Okay?
36 total?
36 total. That'll be your height on this window so that we've got glass above this tub deck.
All right.
The process of going through building a home, especially a custom home, it starts very early in the game. What we end up doing was meeting with a client. A lot of times we help them with a design build and try to find a plan to fit on their particular piece of property or land that they've already acquired. In some instances, they just know what area they want to be, and we help with land acquisition as well. That process then goes to getting appraisals done, getting budgets finalized, and helping them with their construction financing and their permanent financing. Once we've got all that done, we roll right into the construction, site work, permits, and get the builds going. And an average build on a house is anywhere from 7 to 12 months. If a client was here now and you asked them about the Dave Moore Companies, I think they would tell you that we're easy to work with. Our communication is probably our strength. If you contact us, we're going to get back with you immediately. Our ultimate goal and our final job is to make sure that the product that you get in at the end is exactly what you wanted. The best compliment that I've ever received from a client is when I get a phone call from their son or their daughter, and they're asking me to build their house, and said, hey, you built my dad's house. You built my uncle's house, you built my brother's house. And that's the way it is right now. After all the years, most of our work comes from referrals, second and third generation, and that's the ultimate compliment. One of the things that I consider very unique about the Dave Moore Companies is it's a family business. You know, everything that we do is my wife and I handle it, and we take care of it for our clients. One of the nice things about being the superintendent and the owner of the company is every single job site gets my inspection every day. When we're putting in foundations and footings, I'm the guy that checks to make sure the steel's right, all of the engineering's done correctly, all of the concrete is poured, and all of the little details that we've talked about with the clients are taken care of the first time, not have to fix it afterwards.
Tony, we've got 3 beams, 8-inch beams to put in here, one tight against this wall where we're going to put pallet material on the wall. We've got another one at the edge of the living area and another one at the kitchen. The idea there is to differentiate the 3 spaces here using the beams so that we can keep this open but also make it subtle. So that's what we'll do with that. And then, cedar mantle. And let me show you the outdoor kitchen.
Besides the Dave Moore Company's team, we have some great subcontractors and suppliers that we work with and have for many years. One of those, one of my favorite, is Natural Stone Distributors. They provide us with all the granite, stone, and tile and the products that we use. The Lawrence family has been fabulous to work with, and we've been working with them for almost 30 years.
Don't go anywhere. We've got a construction walkthrough, and we'll hear from Dave Moore's clients when American Builder returns. Welcome back to Memphis, Tennessee. Before the break, we met Dave Moore of the Dave Moore Companies. In a few minutes, we'll hear from some past clients. But first, Dave wants to walk us through a construction site to show us what's inside a Dave Moore Companies home.
At the Dave Moore Companies, we not only specialize in custom home building, but we do renovations, remodels, and additions. We like to use a lot of reclaimed and repurposed products in the homes that we build, and we like to take on those specialty projects that take a lot of creativity. Behind us is a project that we're working on where we're going to try to create a courtyard, give these people an indoor, outdoor-in living space so that when you're inside, you get the full feel of the outside and vice versa. Let's go take a look at it. What we've got here is a courtyard. We're trying to take this space. We've got a bedroom on one side and we've added some more living space on the other. And you've got the family room here. This way we can have a courtyard with a fountain, and we've got the outdoor living sitting space and an outdoor kitchen, so you kind of bring the outside in to the home. Here in the Mid-South in the Memphis area, we sit on the New Madrid Fault. So our building codes require that we take a little extra precaution for seismic. So on a lot of the projects we have to have them engineered. This project, for example, has tall walls, and it requires seismic panels to be installed in certain corners with hold-down bolts and anchors that go all the way into the foundation. What we're doing here right now is we're focusing on getting the exterior walls all sealed up with a spray-on foam. What this will do is it gives you a high R value on your exterior walls to cut down on your heating and cooling loss. And then when we're finished, we'll come back and caulk and seal all the air penetrations at the plates, the T's, the joints, and all of our headers to cut out air infiltration. Air infiltration is one of the biggest problems you'll have in trying to keep a house totally eco-friendly.
Before choosing Dave Moore, we went to, when I say we, my husband and I, interviewed about 13 builders.
The deciding factor was that he had a Vesta house, a house in the Vesta Home Show that we were very impressed with. And we talked to him out there, and we were impressed with the way he does things and everything about his house.
Probably the main reason that we chose Dave Moore is because when we were out house hunting, he personally came over to the home and told us everything about all of the features in the home and all the background for the research that he did when he was building the house, and how he went to New Orleans, and it inspired him to build our home, and we were very impressed.
I think stylistically, he stood out amongst all 13 of the builders. And structural soundness, of course, that was there and present, and all of his homes were very, unique. They had that little special touch. You know how you have that black dress on, but every woman in the room may have a black dress on, but that one black dress with those pair of heels that may stand out, that was Dave Moore.
The things that we need to know about a client to design a perfect home for them is their taste, their style, as well as their lifestyle, because everybody's lifestyle is a little bit different, and we want to take that into consideration as we try to put together a home for them that will function properly, but will also be an extension and a reflection of their personality and their life.
We had plenty of time to go and select tile and wall colors and things like that, and we spent every weekend running around town looking at granite and looking at all the materials, and it was fun making those decisions about what to put in here. We wanted this house to be our dream home. We wanted it to be, we didn't want a spec home, and we wanted every room to have that wow factor and be different.
You know, I would come in when Dave would say that we needed to have colors picked, or we needed to have hardwood stain picked, or we needed brick color picked. You know, I was very involved with that. I let Dave know up front, you know, what I was expecting.
Dave Moore made several changes to the home. I have 4 sons under the age of 12, and during the showcase of homes, a couple of the rooms were painted pink and they had chandeliers and things like that. So he was very kind to accommodate our change requests before we moved into the home.
One of the greatest challenges we face nowadays is everybody is moving and traveling, so we have to have the ability to communicate with them and make sure that the products and selections and the details they give us are exactly what we end up giving them as an end product. The internet, iPads, and the ability to communicate at the speed of light now is exactly what makes our job so much easier. I can get a client that's halfway around the world on business is able to send me a picture or a detail or a specification for a particular product that we're going to end up using, and it'll come right to me on my job site. It takes that challenge and completely makes it go away.
We had multiple ways to communicate with him: email, text message, cell phone. He had my work number. I would think of something at night and email him, knowing that he would see it first thing the next morning. We did learn that he would go by his office, check his email, and then he was out in the field. So he would try to answer me immediately. If not, he'd call me while he was driving, and we would always get things worked out. And a lot of times, he would give me direct numbers to, like, the cabinet guy. So I had direct communication with the cabinet guy anytime I needed. And everybody that he had us working with was very cordial, very accommodating, and I could tell that he was proud of what he was building, because he would send people over to look at what we were doing that was so different from maybe some other houses he had built in the past.
Don't go anywhere. American Builder will be right back. Welcome back to Memphis, Tennessee. We've been getting to know Dave Moore and some of his past clients. Now, we'd like to pick up where we left off and learn more about what makes the Dave Moore companies so great.
One of the referrals that I got was the Marsh family. And the Marsh family had seen product that we had done in some of the different home shows here in the Memphis area, as well as had met some of the clients that we'd worked for before. And as soon as they talked with those clients and went through our home show, she picked up the phone and said, "Hey, you're building my house."
That house, everybody was dubbing it the wow house. From the moment you walked in, you were wowed. And the floor plan, everything about it was just gorgeous.
One of the things we like to do to help when we're designing a perfect home for a client is we try to help them when we go through the selection process. Instead of bringing them to our office to a showroom, we take them to the different supply houses and subcontractor showrooms so that they can see all the different products that are available to them, as well as get them access to the internet so that they can make their selections that way.
Yeah, this was quite different from our last house, which was a spec home. And, you know, where basically you just open the door, walk in, you know, you basically didn't get to tell him anything. He had already, the builder had already selected everything.
When the process first started, my husband was really the front runner on it, you know, laying out the budget, you know, deciding, you know, different things we may want. But I guess in essence, when we did lay out the budget, it was must-haves that I had on my list that Dave needed to know, and those were how we kind of started. I came in, every meeting we had with Dave, I was at that meeting. I did become pregnant in the middle of the process, so, you know, it made it, you know, I was growing as the house was growing, as you want to say.
This home is different from any other house that our family has lived in just because of the unique architecture that the home has. We completely are in love with the brick floors, the interior brick walls, the cedar ceilings. Everything about the home just is amazing.
Yeah, we're just gonna finish the cornice and soffit in here and get everything set up for brick. It looks good, I appreciate it.
When you're dealing with the Dave Moore companies, you're getting exactly what you see. We're going to give you a high level of customer service. We're going to give you wonderful communication. And when it's all said and done with, you're going to get the details.
Anytime you build a house, you're looking at costs. I don't care what anybody says. You're looking at your budget and what it costs. I think Dave was straightforward as far as what the budget would be to build this house. I mean, he was probably, among all the builders we interviewed, probably the top 3 that came in within the budget actually when we ended the process.
We guarantee our clients that if you use the Dave Moore companies to build your home, you're going to get commitment and you're going to get people that are on the job site and are going to take care of things every day. The construction industry, as we all know, is not perfect. Sometimes things don't get done the way they're supposed to, but we make everything right. That's the bottom line. We stand behind our product. We provide a West Tennessee Home Builders Association warranty with every home that we build, so they're backed and know that their home's going to get taken care of for years to come.
He has a lot of experience in building, which is evident throughout our home. Just the way that the features in the home are laid out. This home is really built for living. It's not just built for a showpiece home. We use every room in this house. There's no wasted space.
Dave really worked with the code enforcement officers to get us a permit and a certificate of occupancy, and I think, you know, he really understood, you know, our crunch for time to move in the house, even though he did want the product to still be, you know, good, you know, and his work to be good, you know, because he was saying, hey, if I'm not finished with this, you know, piece of the house, you know, you can't move in. I really need this, you know, finished. You know, I understand that you all want to move in, and I think, you know, he really was patient as far as, like I said, the stylistic, you know, matching the cabinet colors with the granite colors. And I think he knew, you know, when we were, you know, I went big on some items and I had to go small on other items. I think he was able to piece all those together and keep the quality I wanted.
The most satisfying part of my job is at the end handing people their keys and getting to come back later on and see them when I'm invited to a holiday party, or we get to come over or go to dinner with them. Because most of these relationships that start out as a business relationship end up turning into a friendship.
We would stay out here sometimes till dark talking to him, and we felt like we knew everything about him. We'd met his daughter and his wife, and as a matter of fact, I went to his church a few Sundays ago.
I would definitely recommend Dave Moore. Actually, we have recommended Dave Moore to a couple of people, you know, as far as looking at the building process. You know, I think he's very hands-on. He's very straightforward. He's a straight shooter. I'm a person that likes straight shooters. You know, I don't want you to beat around the bush. I want you to tell me if it's a problem, you know, and how A, B, or C are we going to fix it.
My husband and I would highly recommend that anyone looking for a home in West Tennessee consider Dave Moore. He was easy to work with, he has an incredible product, and we love our home.
I think what keeps me doing this every day is the relationships. When you build a custom house or you do a nice big remodel for a client, what you're ending up doing is establishing a relationship. And if you give them the product that they expected from the get-go, your relationship grows. And at the end, not only do I have a client, I have a friend.
There you have it. Placing a major emphasis on attention to detail and giving his clients exactly what they want is what makes the Dave Moore Companies Memphis, Tennessee's premier home builder.